All right, greetings everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. We have John Lee Dumas today, and I'm sure doesn't need an introduction. Entrepreneurs on Fire. I'd like to call him the modern father of modern podcasting. I think that's a good title for him. He's kind of brought it back center stage about 7 or 8 years ago, 3,000 plus episodes in, and now he's written a book on his journey. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. The common path to uncommon success. So welcome, John.
Brother, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. I'm looking forward to sharing value with your audience.
Awesome. So tell us in a nutshell, what's your book about?
So listen, this book is a culmination of those 3,000 interviews that you mentioned. Over the past decade, I've interviewed 3,000 of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. I've learned from every single one of them. I've applied their learnings into my business, Entrepreneurs on Fire, which has been a multi-million-dollar a year business, 8 years in a row now. And I've learned a lot. I have learned a lot. And I decided to sit down and really boil down the commonalities that successful entrepreneurs have with each other. And when I did that, I saw that there were 17 foundational principles and elements that every single entrepreneur possesses, like literally across the board. I was like, this is the 17 foundational principles that successful entrepreneurs share with each other. And it really kind of blew me away. And I was like, there's a roadmap here. So I put it in chronological order, step 1 to step 17. And I said, that's the book. These are the 17 chapters of the first book that I will ever write. This is a 17-step roadmap to financial freedom and fulfillment. And again, because I shared that these are the commonalities that all successful entrepreneurs have shared on their path to uncommon success, the title kind of wrote itself. It's the common path to uncommon success. It's not the complicated path. It's not the hidden path. It's not the secret path. It is the common path to uncommon success. And the roadmap is yours.
Awesome. And what's your favorite step in there?
Brother, I love every one of the steps. Step 1 is step 17, but I will give you my favorites. Step 7, chapter 7, creating a content production plan. Believe me when I say that most people's content production plan sucks. It's just bad. And your business suffers as a result. My content production plan, it used to suck, but it doesn't anymore. It's fantastic. And it took me a decade to get there. But man, it is the reason why I run a multi-million-dollar a year business, only working 5 days a month on average, by the way. Now, that's not counting right now because I'm in book promotion mode. But typically during my normal work schedule, I'm working 5 days per month. Hard, very hard. And then the other 25 days, I'm in cruise control. I'm maintaining the business, but I'm not working overly hard in the business. And that's the process. That is the creating a content production plan process that I gift to you as step 7, chapter 7. And it's not easy, man. It's 13,500 words, that one chapter. But it is so meaty. It is so valuable that after you read the chapter, your head will pop off because there's so much information. So after you put your head back on, then you can start applying these principles to your business and you will be so much better for it.
I think entrepreneurs generally, my take has been they fall into 2 buckets. One is the creative side of things. The other one is the technical side of things. And a lot of people like to either get focused on just the creative part of their journey because that's what they love. And there are some that definitely love the technology part of it. But for each of them, the other side is pretty overwhelming. And I've actually followed some of your work. And what I see is the business aspect of it that you bring in terms of what do people really want? What can I offer them? I think that's your secret sauce. What do you say about that?
I think you're right, brother. You're very intuitive. That is 100% correct. And if I could really sum up one sentence of what I think most people are missing, and if they focus on this thing instead, they'll have so much more success. And that one sentence is, become the number one solution to a real problem in this world. If you can honestly do what I just shared and become the number one solution to a real problem, you will win. People will beat a path to your doorstep. If you're the second best or the 10th best or the 100th best, nobody cares. People want the best solution to a real problem. How can you be the best? I was able to do that with Entrepreneurs on Fire. How can you do that in your business and life?
And in terms of ideas, everybody thinks they have a big idea, but to bring it to fruition, that's the entire journey about. And I believe that's what your book is also about. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs that actually fail or just struggling to make ends meet. What would you say to them in terms of trying to change course?
Listen, if you're struggling, if you're trying to make ends meet, it's pretty simple. You've never sat down and identified your big idea. Your big idea is there. Your big idea is your zone of fire. It's that thing that you need to be waking up every morning and spending almost all of your time doing. That's what I do. I live in my zone of fire every single day. And that's why I'm a success. If I did 100 other things that weren't my zone of fire, I would be a failure at 100 other things. But because I know what my big idea is, I know what my zone of fire is, and I live in it and I act in it every single day, I win at a really high, disproportionate level. And you can too. But you've got to sit down and identify, not my big idea, your big idea. That is the first step of this roadmap. And every step in that process, the exercise, everything, it's right in here.
You came into podcasting at a time where people thought it was saturated. And you said, I'm going to do it with a twist. I'm going to have an interview or an episode released every single day. And that's what you've kept up with. Now we are at a point 10 years out where, there's Clubhouse, podcasting, and people are kind of questioning, is podcasting dying with Clubhouse coming in? What's your reaction to that?
I think Clubhouse is definitely taking a chunk out of podcasting. I mean, listen, people only have so much time. They only have so much time to consume audio content. And if they're choosing to listen to Clubhouse instead of their podcasts, then that's taking a chunk out of that. And that's why it's so critical for you as a business owner to build a diversified business, to not just be reliant on one thing. Like when I publish my income reports, which I've been doing now for 90 months in a row, you can count out 9 different revenue streams that we have within our business. So if one dries up, others can step up and take its place. That's the critical thing about the business, because you never know what's coming. I didn't know that Clubhouse was going to come, 4 months ago and be such a big player in this space called audio entertainments, but it is now. And I've got to contend with it. And guess what? I'm on Clubhouse a lot and I'm benefiting from it too, because I'm using it in the right manner. I think Clubhouse is a great app. I think it's a great place to spend time when you do it the right way. It's also a great place to waste time if you do it incorrectly. But hey, it's absolutely competition. There's only so much time in people's day. That's it. So much time.
In terms of systems for the success that you're, enjoying right now, I'm sure it's been an evolution for you, the whole process of putting systems together. Do you talk about that in your book?
100%. Systems, tools, automations. It is each a separate step in this book, because that's the reason why we win at such a high level. Because we have 3 virtual assistants, and then it's myself and Kate. We are a small team. We're a lean team, but we produce a lot of content, and we seem to be everywhere. But it's our systems, it's our tools, it's our automations that allow us to scale and leverage the content that we create, the time that we have. So it may seem that I'm in like 5 different places at once, but it's the systems that make me seem like that. That's how you win.
So what's that journey been like for you in order to get to that, that right balance of systems and content? And what would you advise for someone who's on that journey? Any shortcuts to get to the end of it?
Listen, it's been trial and error. It's been trying something, making a mistake, learning from it, getting a little bit better, tweaking, adjusting, pivoting, doing a little bit of that. And everybody that's hearing my voice right now is going to have to at some point go through some of that, at least partially, because you've got to live it. You've got to live life. There's no like perfect path you're going to take. You're going to have those struggles, those obstacles, those challenges. But guess what? That's why I wrote this book. This book is the roadmap that you can follow to at least minimize your mistakes, to at least minimize your failures, or to at least when you make one, know what you should learn from those and the direction to try next. That's the process.
You've tried masterminds, you've done podcasting, you're out there with your books, you're also, have your own Facebook groups and such. Now, I kind of feel like this has been the age of coaches. There are dime a dozen coaches everywhere around, and there's a lot of them who are actually probably talking a lot more than where they truly are. How do you find the true ones from the rest? How do you distill between these?
It's not easy. Step 5 is what I titled Find Your Mentor. Because you've got to find the right mentor, not just any mentor. You've got to find your mentor. So I really believe there is a direct science to finding a mentor. And again, I break it down step by step in detail in the book. But to sum it up very quickly for our conversation here is your mentor has to be somebody who is currently where you want to be. So you wouldn't go somewhere and hire a fat person to try to get you physically fit. You wouldn't go somewhere and hire a smoker to help you quit smoking. Like, you wouldn't do all these different things, but what you would do is hire somebody who is currently where you want to be, who has had the success in their life that you want to have. So unless that person can show you with detailed specifics that they have had that type of success that you want to have, that they have accomplished the type of accomplishments that you want to accomplish, they're not the right mentor for you. So if you take your time and you do it right and you follow the process that I gift to you in this book, you will find the right mentor.
And how's your book launch going?
It's going fantastic right now. We have absolutely no-brainer bonuses for people that pre-order. Just one of those bonuses, I'm literally shipping to your door all 3 of my journals. The Freedom, awesome. Mastery, the podcast journal for people that live in the US. If you're outside, I'm immediately emailing you the digital pack of all 3 journals, which are beautiful. There's 4 other insane bonuses. The book's been endorsed by Seth Godin, Gary Vaynerchuk, Neil Patel, Eric and Mandy, Dory Clark, just top flight entrepreneurs. Super proud of that. And anybody that wants to learn more about the book, I give away a free chapter. I have a video detailing out exactly what the book's about. I show you all 5 bonuses that you get, including these journals. You got to visit uncommonsuccessbook.com.
Awesome. And where do you go from here now that you've written your book, and what's in store for 2021 and beyond?
I think I ride off into the sunset, brother. I think this is it. I'm just going to ride off into the sunset. You may never hear my voice again.
All right, John. Wish you the very best with your book launch, and keep going strong. You're an inspiration to tons of coaches out there, tons of people that are on the entrepreneurial journey, and wish you the very best.
I appreciate that, brother. Adios.
Thank you.